The Empress asked. Is there no way to fix it? Siana replied. That's right. There's no cure since he isn't ill in the first place. However, his condition can improve. It won't be easy, but with your Majesty's help, it's definitely possible. By the way, if you haven't watched the previous episodes yet, please be sure to catch up on those first. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. The Empress declared she would do anything, then asked, but what do I have to do? You have to take care of him, Siana answered. The Empress protested. No, I can't. I can't believe I'll have to take care of Rassies all by myself. I've never done that before, she was worried. That's why I asked you to educate him, Siana explained. I'm someone who will eventually leave the prince. It will take a long time to help him, but I'll only be here for a month. That's why I have to teach someone who will be by his side for a long time. You are not a stranger, but his mother. With something this precious that requires time, you can't pass the whole thing to me. You're the only one who can help with his condition, Siana insisted. The Empress sighed. I'm certain I won't be able to do well. If Rassies doesn't like it, then what? The most important thing is to not give up. I'm sure you'll succeed as long as you don't give up, Siana reassured her. All right, I'll try, the Empress conceded. The Empress stood nervously outside the door. Siana said, You've sighed 19 times. Go in already. I can't, the Empress replied. Siana sighed. All right, I'm going in. Once inside, the Empress called out. Rassies, what are you doing? Rassies was playing with his toys. Ray hated crooked things and became very defensive when someone touched his things, though he was normally calm. Oh dear, I upset you. You worked hard to build it, she said. Ray didn't reply. The Empress thought, is he perhaps bored? It must be tiring to only play with dolls. What should I do when a child gets bored? She considered many things. Sweet snacks. But Rassies didn't enjoy eating snacks. Chatting, but Rassies found it uncomfortable to talk for long periods. Listening to music, but he was sensitive to sounds. None of these options seemed suitable. Then she remembered how much she enjoyed drawing when she was younger, raised with people saying it was pathetic for a young noblewoman to hold a brush. She couldn't do it properly because her father scolded her. She thought she would be able to draw freely once she reached adulthood, but that wasn't the case either. Whenever she was unbearably lonely or couldn't stop crying, there was nothing as comforting as painting. She wasn't skilled at it, but it was still fun. So she brought a painting kit and asked Rassies, Are you interested? Rassies took it immediately and started painting. Then he painted an amazing portrait of nature. The Empress and Siana were stunned. The Empress exclaimed, Rassies is a genius. Not just a genius, but a worldwide genius. Siana pondered. His brushwork is a bit messy, but even that feels artistic. It's a talent that you're born with. How amazing. It's an extraordinary skill. I'm really surprised. For a child to draw something like this without properly learning. On top of that, he drew all day without a single break. He drew with such focus. But he didn't spare the Empress a single glance, even though she was by his side the whole time. So she was worried. Siana said, Don't worry too much. This is a very positive situation. The Empress asked how. Siana explained, If he really didn't like you, he would have screamed or hid. The fact that he didn't do that means he feels comfortable in your presence. Hearing that, the Empress felt relaxed. And Siana said, So let's work hard again today, Your Majesty. But suddenly, Rassies fell, and the paint got destroyed. The Empress got worried, but Siana said, Calm down first. Look at the prince carefully. He's just expressing his dissatisfaction. He's not trying to harm anyone. He's just a bit upset. Approach the prince and give him a hug. It's all right, so calm down. Do not worry. Rassies was kneeling on the floor, upset while holding the destroyed paint. The Empress came near and called, Rassies. She put her hand on his shoulder and said, It's all right, Rassies. She hugged him from behind. If she hugged him, he would know the fact that she is his mom. Rassies looked behind slowly. Empress, I didn't think that just hugging him would make him this calm. I guess I didn't know him well enough. Rassies fell asleep early today. He must have been really tired after being grumpy for a couple of hours. Empress said, Good work today. Siana, it's late now, so you may return. Siana bowed and said, Yes, Your Majesty. I'll see you again tomorrow. Meanwhile, Eris, Nini, and Nana were playing together. Siana was happy to see that Eris looked much happier than she was just with her. Prince Rashid entered suddenly and said, I can finally see you. Siana was surprised and said, I apologize, Your Highness. Is there something you would like to say to me? He said he just wanted to see her. But immediately Saul tried to cover up and said, It'll be troubling for Siana if you joke around like that. Didn't you visit because you wanted to drop off the tea leaves that arrived a couple of days ago? Rashid said. That's not true, Saul, while looking at him, thought, Please just say yes. Then Rashid added, That's part of the reason. Siana said, If that's the case, I'll prepare some tea. Rashid said to Saul. It seems Cutie, Nom Nom, and Birdie are uncomfortable. You go take them out on a walk. Saul looked at them and said, they look fine though. Then the prince gave him a weird look. Saul understood and took his pets outside. Rashid asked, how are Rassi's classes going? I'm just asking out of curiosity, not for a particular reason. You can sit in front of me. Siana sat. 6. Rashid said, I was wondering if you could achieve something in just 2 weeks when the Marquis of Wilhelm couldn't do it in 10 years. His condition makes it so he can't make eye contact with other people or talk to them. Not only that, but I also heard that he screams like a madman. Siana said, though the prince is still unstable, he is slowly getting better. And soon, I'm certain he'll be able to laugh and become much healthier than now. Rashid asked, how can you be certain? Siana replied, because I have seen it with my own eyes. My brother, my stepmother's son, was very similar to the prince. His case was even more severe. That child couldn't understand basic speech and didn't have any exceptional talent like the prince. The reason his condition improved when he was on the verge of being sent to a monastery was all thanks to the love and sincerity of his mother. However, my brother is no longer in this world. He was later euthanized. He liked to bully me and the servants. That's why, like I said before, I have no emotions towards the death of my family. Rashid said, what's important now is the fact that Prince Rassi's condition is quickly improving. And will that be enough to bring him out in front of everyone at the birthday banquet? Then the scene shifts to Rassi's place while Siana tries to teach him. She told Ray to try repeating what she taught him. If you do well, I'll give you a kiss. I'll gift you new paints. Rassi stood up in the correct posture and repeated the introduction speech. I'm the 4th prince, Rassis. Thank you for attending my birthday banquet. The empress clapped and said, well done, that's perfect. Ray. She looked at Siana, who was watching them from afar, and Siana was happy. Siana said, your majesty, you've done very well so far. The prince is trying his best too. After listening, the empress smiled. Then Siana left, saying, this is it. And thus, this chapter draws to a close. Stay tuned to discover what unfolds next in the story. In the meantime, why not explore my other videos? Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more captivating stories. Your support means the world to me.